During our campaign trail today, we are with one of the trailblazers, a youth leader, somebody who enjoys tremendous popularity. And as we were speaking, as we followed him from the Latur airport, we are now going towards Dharashiv. I have with me Shiv Sena UBT leader, youth icon Aaditya Thackeray. Aaditya Thackeray, thank you for speaking to CNN News 18. Thank you for your valuable time today.
Thank you and welcome onto our campaign tour or campaign lead instead of a campaign trail.
Thank you so much. Let me begin by asking you firstly, there's a lot of discussion of late. The Prime Minister spoke just recently, talked about how Elon Musk is going to come to India. There's a whole lot of discussion about EV policy, about how India will take the lead. I remember when you were the minister, there was a lot of discussion around this in Maharashtra as well, where the state had taken a lead. Now that Tesla is bound to come to India, what do you feel about the Prime Minister's statement and about the fact that Tesla is coming over?
I think the multiple things. Firstly, that Elon Musk is coming to India. He is, he owns, of course, X, the platform that is known for free speech. Our fight today in India is about protecting free speech, protecting democratic values and the constitution. So that's one. It's, it's going to be very interesting of how things go forward on our social media platforms going forward. But about Tesla, my biggest hope is, even though a Tesla factory may not be producing the maximum number of jobs because the kind of automated factories that they have, I hope that at least this plant, after all that has been taken away from Maharashtra to Gujarat, at least this plant comes to Maharashtra. Because, we've been pitching for it. When we pitched Tesla way back in 2020, 2021, we realized that almost 73% of its key components that come in an EV vehicle are either produced or assembled in Pune. Which is why initially we were also looking at Tesla when they were, thinking of coming before all of the mess that happened in between, that they would have ideally come to Maharashtra. In fact, in 2021, there was also talks from our side and someone from their side in terms of where their showrooms and godowns would be and where, they would come and obviously store their cars. So hopefully...
So you were saying that there were talks that were going on with Tesla with respect to entry in Maharashtra?
At a certain point with some of their people, but more importantly, I think, it is important for us today that let's hope it comes to Maharashtra.
Had you also communicated it to the centre at that time?
Back then, we had hoped that, at least Tesla cars and other EV vehicles would have come into India without the higher duties that are put on duty imports. The idea was whatever amount is due for the company to pay, whichever company, not just Tesla, could have been adjusted later on in terms of their investment into our country. Having said that, now that Tesla is coming to India, I hope they set up a plant, and two, I hope it comes to Maharashtra because it's long overdue.
You've consistently spoken about how projects have been taken away from Maharashtra and key projects have gone from Maharashtra to Gujarat. Considering that Piyush Goyal, who's now going to fight the Lok Sabha elections from Mumbai, has also spoken recently about how the project is coming to India, and questions are being asked about whether this project will come to Maharashtra or again go to Gujarat. What do you have to say?
I think as a minister, union minister, cabinet minister, and being in the parliament for the past 10 years, being in government for the past 10 years, holding portfolios like railways, also finance for a few days, never has he once spoken really about Mumbai or Maharashtra in the cabinet or the parliament. I remember the salt pan mess that he created with the Metro 3 only because the BJP was stuck upon an ego issue. Again, we had been asking for a pumping station for Mumbai on the east coast. That was also on a salt pan. For 5 years, it was never given, even though the BMC requested it constantly. The pain point is, he is a candidate from North Mumbai. Is he really going to stay in North Mumbai? Is he going to voice North Mumbai? Is he going to voice Mumbai at all? After 10 years of seeing that he's done nothing for Mumbai, and suddenly he has changed a very popular grassroots candidate of the BJP, Mr. Gopal Shetty from there, how are things going to work? And now his dream is to remove all the slums from Mumbai and take them into salt pan lands. That is his idea of salt pan, slum-free Mumbai. So why this injustice towards Maharashtra? Why this injustice towards Mumbai? Everything that we had as an opportunity for job creation, for industry growth, has been taken away to Gujarat. And if you ask me personally, I have nothing against Gujarat. Whatever belongs to them must belong to them. They do fantastically well in their, vibrant Gujarat. Whatever belongs to Assam or Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Kashmir should go there. But why should something that belongs to us go to Gujarat all the time because the BJP is in the center?
The fact that questions have been raised about bullet train, the fact that there was a diamond bourse office that was there at Surat, and we are seeing diamond traders coming back to Mumbai as well. How is the dynamic working out really?
So this is the point, right? I mean, to be honest, what is Mumbai getting from the bullet train is a question we often ask, because everything is being taken away to Gujarat. About the diamond bourse, yes, a lot of people are coming back. But if you remember, Vedanta Foxconn, that was forced out of Maharashtra after this new government came into power, was taken to Dholera in Gujarat, has eventually got Foxconn to back out, because they're like, we cannot be in Gujarat or wherever they were given the place. And that has not just resulted in a loss for Maharashtra, but for the entire country. We are now again a step back in the semiconductor race. Why was this ego issue made between two states? It could have well come into Pune district, could have come into Talegaon, and they could have started off in the next 3 years.
I remember at that time the talks were at advanced stages.
Very advanced stage. In fact, the legal CM in our assembly had given us a word that 4 lakh crores will be invested. He did not know the real figure. It was 1.49 lakh crore. But beyond that, I mean, once the chief minister speaks, once the DCM has a meeting, the third day the industry shifted to Gujarat. How is this possible and why?
With the Lok Sabha elections coming now, with candidates like Piyush Goyal, how do you see the BJP strategy for Maharashtra panning out?
I think more than that, if you see whatever their alliance is in terms of the BJP, EDIT, CBI, then you have the broken Minde gang and then the broken NCP. I think even today, they're not being able to finalize on the seat sharing and the candidates. The reason is not because everyone's eager to contest, the reason is because a lot of people are not wanting to contest. If you see in Mumbai, 2 candidates have been declared by the BJP. What about the rest 4? So the point is no one's
And
ready.
Mumbai is a high profile place, 6 constituencies, all the eyes are on those battles.
Exactly, and no senior leader is wanting to contest. For us, if you see, we've declared our 4 candidates and we're already campaigning. The point is, both the candidates from Mumbai again, Mr. Piyush Goyal be it so, or Mr. Mihir Kotecha, both of them really are, quite against the idea of Mumbai. They're quite against the idea of Maharashtra. They are not really speaking for Maharashtra. Mr. Mihir Kotecha has lied once in the assembly about the street furniture scam. He is lying again about the Dharavi transit not being taken to Mulund. He's constantly lying to his own constituency, whereas Mr. Piyush Goyal has never voiced Mumbai. Never feels like a Mumbaiker. So why are they even contesting from Mumbai?
Do you think that's a stance that is anti to the kind of sons of soil theory that you have taken up?
More than sons of soil, I think everyone included as a Mumbaiker. Today, if no one's speaking for Mumbai, how can he represent Mumbai? The point is they are anti-Maharashtra. If you see in the past 2.5 years, you've had a BJP majoritarian government in the center. You've had a BJP-backed Khoke Sarkar in Maharashtra. And despite that, what has Maharashtra got? The agrarian crisis has only increased. The law and order situation has only deteriorated. Unemployment has increased. Jobs after jobs, industries after industries are being taken from Maharashtra to Gujarat, to a point that a lot of diamond traders also told us that they were pressurized to go to Surat. So, if this is the case today, why should we elect anti-Maharashtra people or an anti-Maharashtra party like BJP from our state?
This is also the first time, Aaditya Thackeray, that we are going to see elections in Maharashtra in a very different situation, where the Shiv Sena is split, where the NCP is split, where strange bedfellows make for alliance partners on both the sides. How do you see this election going on?
You said strange bedfellows, but you've also had the strangest bedbugs as the BJP, because they've, broken up every party. The kind of politics we've seen in the past 5 years from the BJP, apart from the dictatorial streak for the past 10 years in the center, the past 5 years in Maharashtra, never have we seen a person for his own revenge and for his own seat break a political party in 2022, break a political party in 2023, not because of his own skills, but with the help of EDIT, CBI, then break a family. Now today, if you see, there are so many seats where you see family against family, person against person. These cracks that have entered every party or family, this was never so low before. Maharashtra's politics, Maharashtra's culture was never so bad, as murky as it has got today.
But then Amit Shah comes to Maharashtra and says Shiv Sena was broken because of Putra Prem, NCP was broken because of Putri Prem.
Absolutely, and maybe we lost the World Cup final because of Putra Prem too. It's the same logic that is applied. I mean, finally, at least we are elected by the people. Where is BCCI? Is it elected or is it pressurized?
That's an interesting point you make, Aaditya Thackeray. This election is also interesting in one sense, because there are, as we travel and roam across Maharashtra, we get a sense that there are 2 things on which this election hinges. One, group is trying to pitch it as a face versus face fight. The other group is trying to pitch it as an issues-based fight. How do you see both these pitches, and what do you think are the issues which will dominate the Lok Sabha elections, at least in Maharashtra?
I think if you look at Maharashtra or a lot of other states today, the election has also become very regional along with being national at the same time. For example, when we speak about the national government, the GST dues that are yet to be given to a lot of state governments, especially the opposition-run state governments, or even their own, they have their own CM favorites and some that are disliked, or at least were disliked till they were changed earlier. GST dues were not returned. Progress, if you see, is very centralized, and is it really progress where you don't listen to people? If you look at north to south, right, south has closed its doors towards the BJP, partially because it also realizes that there's this whole anti-south behavior that's coming in. Maharashtra, of course, you see a very, very anti-Maharashtra streak or Maharashtra hatred streak from the BJP. Like I said, farmer suicides on the rise, crimes on the rise, unemployment is on the rise. But along with that, look at Bihar. For the past 10 years, to establish governments there, governments after governments, the BJP has gone and lied about packages. How many packages have actually converted into reality for Bihar? Look at West Bengal. They're trying to damage the local party. They're trying to damage the Bengali identity. It's not working there. Farmers from Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Western UP, when they went towards Delhi, they were treated as terrorists. Ladakhis today, who were promised statehood when, in 2017, they're not being heard today. A person like Sonam Wangchuk is not being heard today. So today it's also about people thinking that if we vote the same party that has been ruling India for the past 10 years, what are we getting at the end of the day? A lot of states are thinking that. If you look at what's happening to the Delhi CM or the Jharkhand ex-CM, Mr. Soren and Mr. Kejriwal, isn't this dictatorial? Someone accuses someone to do with something and you pick him up and throw him into jail unless and until the person joins BJP. What kind of democracy are we living in? Are we still pretending to be a democracy, or what is really the predictability of governance today? And therefore I feel a lot of people will vote for change. There is an undercurrent for change.
But then the question that is typically asked is, who is the face against the prime ministerial candidate of the BJP? What does the opposition have to offer? Does India bloc stand on the same footing when it comes to this?
I think we have multiple options and we have many faces. The point is, does the BJP have an alternative? And today, if you see if the governance was good, if the governance was on point, would the BJP actually, after 10 years of governance, go out and blame Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi? I mean, 10 years ago, you could have asked the question, what did Congress do for 65 years? After 10 years of your own government, having full majority in the parliament, you can't say what did the Congress do for 75 years. The 10 years belong to you. In between, there were 5 years of NDA, and more crucially, you had a full majority government. Today, what does the campaign boil down to? It's coming down to mass mutton machi. I mean, what you eat and what you don't eat, what you wear, what you don't wear, what color you wear. If that is the campaign you expect from the BJP leaders after 10 years of governing India or ruling India with an iron fist, I don't see any logic to that. Ideally, the campaign should have been the benefits of the great demonetization that happened, the benefits of the messed up great GST that they brought in, benefits of, what Ladakh is getting, or how they've made China run back after China intruding India. And this is not me saying it.
Or Article 370?
Article 370 again, yes, we supported that move and we are proud of it. But going beyond that, Ladakh was promised statehood back then only. Delhi was promised statehood. You see what is happening today with the agrarian crisis. The farmers were promised double incomes by 2022. Why not speak about that? You would win hands down. Prove it.
Point well taken, Aaditya Thackeray. But the fact is that when it comes to a united opposition, Congress single-handedly is not fighting enough seats that it can come to pass on its own. You're seeing that alliance partners are, coming and going. Everyone's not really sticking together. The kind of stance that Mamata Banerjee has taken has also stuck out. In this scenario, when it was, a kind of an expectation that the opposition will stick together and probably give out, some faces as alternatives, are you not seeing that, they aren't on a single ground?
The reason why we don't give out a face is because we believe in the idea of India, Bharat. And like I said, we have multiple faces that could eventually come up. Precisely what I'm saying, with the BJP today, it has become a central identity, one face, one state, one, identity. Probably it'll be, going further, one language. The whole idea today is, why not believe in the plurality of a nation? When you speak about, the bickering in alliances, yes, it is a democratic process. We've been with the BJP earlier for 25 years. There was bickering back then also. But then the bickering is only because you know that where your strength lies. Today, if you see, the Mahavikas Aghadi in Maharashtra has sealed its seat sharing agreement. We've out on
But
campaign.
still its own bickerings.
Well, yes, of course.
On both the sides.
Should be there, because ideally we are proving our strength, they are proving their strength, and eventually the strengths merge for a victory. But then with the Mahayuti, like I said, the beginning is I do not want to contest and I do not want to contest. Here it is I want to contest because I have strength. In the Mahayuti or whatever the alliance is called, they don't want to contest. The bickering is about someone not wanting to contest, and I think that is the difference. Two, if you look at that, yes, there is BJP, EDIT, CBI on one side. If you see the alliances, every alliance over the past 10 years, alliance partner was pushed away by the BJP. Today now they're realizing they need friends again because they may not make it to majority. What wrong had we done back then? When you hit a majority, don't you need friends in good time also? Or will you only want friends and help when you're in your bad times?
Is there any possibility that, the Shiv Sena will probably look at its old friend again? Because we have seen in Maharashtra the political combinations have changed so drastically in the last few years that nothing really can be discounted.
If the BJP actually believes in democracy and the constitution, and if they want to join the India alliance, maybe I could put in a word.
Well, there is no opposition that remains, and there are no two groups.
Or maybe agreeing that the BJP doesn't believe in a democratic country anymore.
So coming back to your previous point, you were talking about how the BJP wants to have, the whole idea of only one thing. I want to ask you about their one nation, one election theory. The Prime Minister has also recently batted for it, saying that it is on the BJP's agenda and that it will be brought in. What is the Shiv Sena UBT stance?
I think in a democratic process, when you have different states, different cities, you have, right from Zilla Parishads and municipal corporations to up to the Lok Sabha polls, you need to have the timing as per the terms and as per the time demands. For example, today if a state collapses, you can't have a precedence rule for 5 years. But not going into a technical issue also, I'll just prove to you why the BJP is not serious on it. For the past 2.5 years, the BJP has not had the courage to have municipal polls in Mumbai, Thane, or even Nagpur or Pune or Kolhapur, Solapur, Vasai Virar, Sambhajinagar, anywhere. What BJP are we talking of when we speak of one nation, one poll? The BJP has not had the courage to make the 40 Gaddars resign and contest from their own seats. Forget any other seats. What one nation, one poll are we talking of? They've not had the courage to hold Pune and Chandrapur Lok Sabha elections for the past 1.5 years. What one nation, one poll are we talking of? So the whole idea is if you're not, if you don't have the courage to hold polls in Maharashtra, what one nation, one poll are we talking of?
So you say that the party will not really support that?
I think we need to have logical, sensible discussions. We need to speak to experts, to constitutional experts. But before that, let the BJP prove its mettle. They're not even holding Mumbai University elections. They're scared to do that.
Well, yes, that's something that we have seen has been in contention for quite some time. In fact, it went in advanced stages and was recalled.
For the first time, election process was going on and it's been called off. Never heard before. Why? Because you can't win a single candidate there. So you call off elections. How is this a democratic process anymore?
The other thing that the Prime Minister has recently spoken about is about the electoral bonds. Now, you have spoken about it vociferously on several platforms in the recent past as well. The Prime Minister has called it an exercise in transparency, has hailed it, saying that it has only brought transparency to the poll expenditure. What is your stance?
I haven't watched the Prime Minister's interview, but one thing for a fact that the Honorable Supreme Court has exposed the Chanda Do, Dhandha Lo campaign of the BJP. Electoral bonds as against tenders, contracts, work, exemption from ED, IT, CBI's inquiries. It's very clear. And I think it has exposed the BJP's electoral scam on a global level. This is probably one of the biggest scams in Indian history that we are seeing today. And it'll only keep growing because today, with this Honorable Supreme Court coming forward, standing for the whistleblowers, standing up for democracy, a lot more people are speaking up. A lot of people who thought that they had been forced to pay these electoral bonds to the BJP to avoid either EDIT, CBI or to get a contract are now coming up and speaking against corruption. So this is probably one of the biggest corruption expose in Indian history that we've seen in recent times. And with proof, it's not just allegations, it's with proof.
Do you see it as becoming a poll issue? Do you think that as opposition parties together, you will speak about it, rally around it at a time when the country is facing elections?
Absolutely, it is a poll issue, but more than that, I think apart from just being a poll issue every time, it is a big issue for morality. This also proves that a single party being in a dangerous majority like we had the BJP for the 10 years, where you have no transparency, no accountability, no listening from the people. This is what can happen to a country, and this is happening to big corporates today. Tomorrow they will enter your homes and tell you what to wear, what to eat, or Chanda Do, Dhandha Lo.
Do you also think, because you hinted at a kind of a surveillance state after electoral bonds, do you also think that that is in the offing?
I think it is underway already. I mean, a lot of us probably have, been under surveillance. A lot of our movements are tracked any which ways, but Pegasus on reporters and investigative reporters' phones, politicians' phones. It's not going to stop here because no dictator has any limits. It's going to go on to every common citizen's homes and households. That is where the real aim is, to make an identity that is one like themselves.
You've been traveling across Maharashtra now for campaigning, for nomination filing. As we travel, at least in Marathwada, in parts of Vidarbha, we see that the Maratha Reservation issue still resonates. Do you see it as an issue that will dominate the political landscape of Maharashtra? And how do you think it will impact these polls?
See, tons of issues. Today the BJP has kept us fighting over caste against caste, religion against religion. Then you have district against district. These issues will come up. But today, if you see largely, along with these issues, you have issues of the agrarian crisis. And no minister from this current regime actually reaching out to them. You have issues where farmer suicides are actually on the rise. But nobody really going and even saying, yes, we're standing by you. That is the bigger challenge for me today. When I look at the youth, there's this simmering discontent in them because a lot of them are educated. A lot of them want jobs in the MIDC because back home in the villages, there is no sustenance with agriculture. So now when you don't get MIDC or proper jobs in corporate sector, you're going for government jobs. Even in government jobs, you have paper leaks happening. The person who's doing the leak with the paper leaks goes behind bars for like 2 or 3 days, comes out in 3 days, is ready for leaking the next paper. So really there's a lot of discontent. And what we are seeing in India today is there's agrarian distress. Women are not feeling safe in terms of the larger cities. Law and order. You have Salman Khan's house being shot at. You have one of our cooperators, Abhishek Gosalkar, being shot dead. No action happening on that. You have goons going into Mantralaya and making reels. And then
I was going to ask you, the fact that, shooters of a renowned gang, though they have been nabbed by the Mumbai police now, but the very fact that shooters can enter Mumbai, can come at, at Bandra, do a shootout and get away in a city like Mumbai, how?
And this is the morning walk hours, so a lot of common citizens are also a threat. So
do you see it as a breakdown of law and order machinery?
It is absolutely, because today what has the police been put on to? The police has been told by the BJP and a lot of these candidates from that government to keep surveilling our social media, our media, and what we are doing and what we are not doing. They've been put on to our cases instead of going behind criminals. So even today, yesterday I was dealing with someone, I was trying to help someone where the person had put out something against a candidate, a political tweet, and he was called to the police station in Chembur. This is what is going on.
Do you think that, if a star like Salman Khan, who already has threat perception, can have such an action outside his house, it raises questions on the safety and security of others?
Absolutely, but you have two people who have terrible allegations against them. One who has abused a woman MP on TV, the other one who has allegations against him, who we had sacked from a cabinet, being a part of the Maharashtra cabinet today. You had goons joining the BJP openly in front of everyone. So then what are we expecting from the government? What law and order are we expecting?
One question that I want to ask you specifically with respect to Maharashtra politics is this whole charisma of the Thackeray brand that holds true in Maharashtra politics, whether you agree with it or not. After the Shiv Sena split, we saw that Eknath Shinde formed another faction. Now, Raj Thackeray, there was an effort to bring him on board. How important do you see this step to be? Do you see Raj Thackeray's support to Narendra Modi as a factor that will impact these elections?
I don't comment on their politics, but if you see over the past 2 years, they broke the Shiv Sena, they stole our name, they stole the party's symbol, didn't get public support. They broke the NCP, stole the name, stole the party symbol, didn't get this support. Now they're trying to steal a Thackeray for, popularity again, but still the BJP is not making the numbers. What is going to be very interesting is how will North India, especially UP and Bihar, accept the fact that the same party that's beaten up people from those states in Mumbai multiple times, only for publicity stunts, support the BJP? Will the North actually vote for BJP in this case? And it's unconditional support. It's not even the conditional support. It's an unconditional support. At the same time, how will the Jain community actually react and support the BJP if the BJP is actually taken support unconditionally from someone who's gone and displayed chicken and eggs and whatnot outside the holy derasars? Is it okay for the BJP to take unconditional support from such a party? And to the Manse cadre, I've been asking, a lot of them have been in touch. How will you support a party that has constantly taken all the jobs and industries and the pride of Maharashtra and Mumbai to Gujarat? And you've spoken out maybe sometimes against it. I haven't seen very many statements from the Manse, but the cadre is very displeased with the constant shift of these industries. How are you going to vote for the BJP tomorrow?
Well, we saw that some of the cadres even wrote open letters before leaving the party. Raj Thackeray also issued a statement saying that he will continue to criticize wherever he thinks he's not in agreement, and he will continue to support where he thinks that it is important in national interest.
Which is great, but it's up to the Jain community, states of Bihar and UP to think about whether voting for BJP would be prudent, because the BJP has actually gone and taken support, met them multiple times, clicked pictures, publicized them, only because the numbers are not adding up in Maharashtra. So do you actually take support from such people and such parties when you need them for your politics? 2, does Manse cadre actually support shifting the industries from Maharashtra to Gujarat? That's for them to answer.
Do you think it's going to be a counterproductive move?
I can't comment on their politics, but I'm just asking these questions because these are the first questions that hit my mind as a common citizen.
This election, the other issue that is also being talked about, particularly by the BJP, is the issue of Ram Temple. The fact that both the Shiv Sena as well as the BJP were on the same plank. In fact, every time it goes back to Babasaheb Thackeray and it comes back from there.
Yes.
Do you think that Ram Mandir, after its Pran Pratishthan, will continue to be a poll issue at all now? And if yes, how important?
I think the BJP had deviated, in fact. We never deviated, they had deviated. If you remember in 2018, November, we had gone to Ayodhya and we reminded the BJP of Pehle Mandir Fir Sarkar. Back then the BJP had completely taken it off from the agenda, and it was the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court, that gave us the Ram Mandir, not the BJP. The BJP has nothing to do with it, apart from going and taking credit on the day of its Pran Pratishtha. Apart from the fact that the Honorable Shankaracharyas were not invited for that, there was politics in the ceremony, that is aside. But we on our part have gone to Ayodhya multiple times. Even after winning the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha again, we will be taking our MPs and MLAs to Ayodhya seeking blessings, because we want to establish Ram Rajya. Today, what the BJP is doing with getting corrupt people into their party, with getting rapists, with getting criminals into their party, giving them tickets, I don't think they're moving towards Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya would be for everyone. This is only for 1 or 2 of their favorite people. This is not for people at large.
Then nationally, the kind of issues that are being discussed are about the Uniform Civil Code, NRC, CAA, and we are seeing that Mamata Banerjee has taken a different stance. Regional players have at their own regional levels taken a different stance. How crucial are these issues going to be for you, and what will be the party stance?
Precisely why we have been saying, and party president Raj Thackeray also has been saying, that we need a coalition government at the center. For multiple years we were brainwashed, and the whole country was put into this mode where the BJP said that you need a strong leader, a strong government for a strong country. What we have realized is a coalition government is a strong country, a strong leader or a strong government is a weaker country. Because today, if you look at India, we are multiple states, multiple cultures. Within a state we have different districts and different cultures, different needs, thought processes are different, ideologies of every state are different. You cannot impose one person's ideology or one party's ideology simply uniformly across the country. You need to hear all the voices. The other day I was reading a beautiful article in newspapers also, that apart from one country in the world, nowhere has a strong leader been really successful in bringing the country towards progress and development. There's more hurt, there's more damage that you do as a strong government rather than a stronger country. especially when you don't listen to people's voices. So for a stronger country, you need a coalition government at the center.
Do you see this as a battle of survival for your party as well as for the NCP Sharad Chandra Pawar group, for the threshold at which you've been brought?
No, I think in Maharashtra, it is the BJP and the Mandir gang that's fighting for survival. But more than that, I think this is a battle for India's survival of democratic principles and the constitution. Like I said, today we are being, harrowed and harassed by the government and its partner agencies like ED, IT, CBI for speaking the truth. Media personnel also, whoever show the truth, are getting, picked up and put cases on. Tomorrow it will be individuals. That is the bigger fear.